Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. This is my review for Housewives of Atlanta season 9. No, girl, season 16, episode 9. The fools is fooling. Okay, y'all not fooling me, but the fools is fooling around here. So let's get into it. Okay, now y'all know first things first. If you have not done so already, make sure to do what? Like this video, subscribe to my channel, okay? Comment in the comment section, like the video and all that stuff. Share the video and all that stuff, okay? I was live one Sunday with a good old Sunday chit chat. Go watch that. I did do life after lockup. Go watch that. A little conversation about Nene Candy and them or whatever. That's up there too. But today we have this, okay? Look, it is 2:30 in the morning. I did not plan on being up this late, but again, child, y'all know Beyonce had showed them a 3 in LA. And I was up watching it. Girl, this sweatshirt is so big. I was up watching Beyonce, and then it's 2:30. Okay. Anyway, y'all like the video. Okay. Basketball Wives is coming on tonight. I will be reviewing it, so that review will be up Tuesday morning. The Met Gala is today, so the fashion chat for the Met Gala we'll do on Tuesday evening. Puffy trial start today. I think it's just jury selection, so that will be a part of. I don't know, some kind of review, but it's so much going on. But I hope y'all enjoy me trying to put out more consistent content. Also, I am reviewing Beyond the Gates, the CBS Black soap opera. Those reviews are on my channel too. Okay, anyway, let's get to these people. Look, Angela out here checking Brit, Porsha, Shamia, everybody left and right like a whole OG. You hear me? Angela is winning this war. The war of who is in charge of the girls. Angela, because she's able to check everybody one by one by one. Okay, she don't need no backup. She got all you heifers. Okay, Brit, she keep losing. Okay, because Brit tries to make herself the moment and she keeps failing. Okay, drastically, sadly, unfortunately, Brit is a no. Okay, and Porsha, she playing stupid. I don't know why she playing stupid, but she's playing stupid, and we don't like it. Okay, but let's get through this quick little review. Okay, so first up, Cynthia, who is supposed to be a friend of, but she's never really around, but always having conversations with people or whatever. So Cynthia was on the girls' trip. You hear me? When the whole I'ma fuck Angela's husband thing happened, for some reason Cynthia was asleep. She wasn't there the following morning. No one I'm like, why did no one have any kind of conversation the following morning? But maybe because Angela was like, fuck all y'all, I don't care, and no one discussed it that day. I don't know, race is weird. But I feel like Cynthia, who's always around, but then not around, but also having conversations with people, it'd be weird to me. So Cynthia then met up in like three different groups. She met up first with Shamia and Kelly. Separately, she met up with Porsha. And then separately again, she met up with Angela, okay, to get the download on what happened. Now, Kelly and Shamia, like, girl, it was crazy because, Porsha said allegedly that she gonna bang the lady husband or whatever, and that made Angela upset, which it should. Anybody acting like someone saying, I'm gonna bang your husband is not bad. You should never take, look, when you are in a committed married relationship, you're not gonna say in a group of people, I should bang her husband unless you mean you could do it if you wanted to. Porsha is a single, coochie giving, husband banging, I don't care because he said it separated woman. So saying you will bang someone's husband is a no, no, okay? So anyone at y'all, how y'all Y'all not mad at Porsha, not even mad. Y'all not trying to hold Porsha accountable for what she said, but y'all still giving Drew the cold shoulder because she worked with Dennis on the album. Okay, if you say so. So Shamia then said, well, I sent her a text. I sent Angela a text once we got back or whatever, and she sent me something back. Now Angela responded back in a long whatever, and what she basically said was, all y'all. Okay, you, you, because all of y'all heifers was around here being sneaky, conniving, talking cash money about me, laughing at Porsha, one of my husband. I don't operate around women who think that's funny. And look, my best friend is married. Karla's married, and I don't ever see her saying she would bang someone else's husband. And I feel like if I said I'm a someone's husband, she would say Jay. No, you can't because she's married. And no one should say that like that. And the only time I would jokingly say that is if it's just me and Karla in the car secretly laughing at someone, and I'm saying hypothetically I could, but I won't because that's not who I am. Porsha literally banged someone's husband. Okay. So when she said back and she said again, basically, Anna said back to Shamia, girl, y'all, I don't care. Bloop, bloop, blah, 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 bloop. Okay. Y'all, because y'all want my husband. Okay. So when Cynthia talks to Porsha, I don't know what I said. I don't remember saying that. And what I know was Bush, because Porsha said, I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't Henny think I Henny said anything. But Porsha remembers everything before, after, and during that whole thing. How is the one thing you don't remember saying is you want to that you could someone's husband or you should she's lying. She knows she said it. She's pissed because she got caught. And that's my shirt looks so weird. Like I got a hunchback and I don't. It's the girl. It's because I'm like, what is going on here? Anyway, but yeah, Porsha remembering everything that everyone else said, what she said, how Angela walked, the pajamas she had on. You remember everything else. You remember the other jokes you said, but you don't recall saying, I didn't say, I don't, I was drunk. You weren't. You weren't. Lies, okay? And I wouldn't fuck anybody's husband, but you already did. That's not me, but it is. Anyway, can we have a dog party? I didn't care. It was a time Brit or whatever. Girl, we don't care. And Brit, my mama moving to my house, okay? And because of the whole Kenya situation, I'm not closer with my sisters. I really need Brit to let the Kenya situation go. Okay? You are as victimized as you're going to get. We don't care at all. Okay? About you, your fake titties, your fucked up voice, your ugly hat. We don't care at all. Let it go. Okay? Now, Britt then brings up, because look, Britt kept saying before, me and my sisters are not that close or whatever. We used to be really close. I opened an insurance agency because my dad died, and when he died, because of whatever insurance issue, my mama did not get the life insurance. So it made me want to open up a insurance agency in honor of my dad. So I opened an agency. I hired my sisters to work there. And she said before, and then eventually I sold the business and it made my sister upset. So it made it seem as if her sister may be ungrateful or whatever, did not understand her thought process. But she's up here talking to Kelly. And in her confession, she says, well, I met Mike, we got engaged and then got married, and then I sold the business, which makes it seem as if you met a man and sold the business that you had with your sisters in honor of your daddy. So that's why they pissed. And I posted that on Twitter. So well, she did say that it was mad because she saw. I said, no. Brit lied, you just fumbling out her mouth because Brit will say things in a way that make it seem like whoever's mad at her is tripping. So saying I sold my business and my sister got mad, not saying you met some man during COVID, got married real quick, and then the business you had opened in respect to your father, you sold it. That's why they pissed because it seems as if you met some man and then said, "Fuck y'all, I'm out." Okay, so even how he say stuff be lies, lies, lies. Who opens up a business in honor of a dead daddy and then sells it for a damn husband? Who we still don't know what he do. We still don't know how Brit husband makes money. We don't know nothing about that man. Okay, I don't like Brit at all. Okay, Brit is a liar. Now we then see later on, she's at her mama house. So that's her mama in the brown shirt, with the wig. That's her sister in those big ass braids, and so the younger sister. So the mama is selling her house that the daddy built. Okay, the daddy built it in maybe 2013, maybe 2014. The daddy died in 2015, and so the mama like I'm selling the house. Okay, the mama said, "Look, fuck y'all. Okay, I'm tired. I don't want." She said, Brit said the mama tired. You know, she's tired of her house being like the flop house, meaning every time something's going on with anybody else, they come to her house. Everyone comes and rests at her house. Oh, let's go to mama house and rest there. And she's tired of that being the go-to house. And she said, my mama want to be happy or whatever. And so she gonna sell the house. She wants to live her life. And that's what look, if I know anything from when my dad died in 2015 as well. Now, my mom ain't sold a house, but eventually she did start living life. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't sit around and be sad all day. And if all people come to you for is to put their burdens on you because they think, oh, you're the one that can take it, that can get tiring. So the mom like, I don't need this house. Yeah, I'm gonna sell it. I don't care that y'all want to pass it down. Whatever y'all can y'all afford the mortgage? Run the mortgage. What? Remember the mortgage. Can y'all afford the taxes? Can y'all afford to upkeep this house? If you can't afford it, I should not be forced to keep this house for y'all to come live here. Okay, get out my face. So they around there packing shit up or whatever. Now, the sister is messy. Okay, because at one point she said, "Oh, mama thinks she's slick. She been with daddy since she was 17. Now she want to be a hoe." I said, "Did you call your mama a hoe?" I cannot believe her saying, "Mama now wants to be a hoe." I can't cuss in front of my mama, and I'm 43. Okay, that was weird to me. She then said, "And where all the liquor go?" She said, "I gave it away because I don't drink it." Well, if you was around here, you would see. So the mom, they not close. Okay, they don't seem close at all. They seem to be bickering and fussing. Okay, so the sister then say, "Daddy laid the foundation for this house. Okay, how dare you give all his stuff away?" The mom said, "How dare he leave me?" I said, "Is y'all grieving?" And he died in 2015, I believe. So at this point, he had been dead, 9, 10 years. And the mom like, no, he left me. How dare he leave me? He ain't leave. I mean, he died. I'm like, why are y'all having this argument right now? And it just seems as if they're not as close as Brit makes them seem. And her, when my daddy died, like, you know, it broke us and we wasn't that close no more. Girl, it don't sound like y'all close at all. And so when Brit then called the older sister who wasn't there, who then, on FaceTime, she's like, "Hey, I love y'all. I'm not there, but don't think I love y'all any less." The little sister then say, "Oh, you love me, but why don't you answer my calls? You don't call me back. I've been grieving a long time." And now she crying. And it's not fair because you don't. She was like, "Girl, look." The big sister then said, "I get that. Yes, I do love you. We all grieve in different ways or whatever." And it felt to me like they were sisters. Yeah. By blood. Yeah. The daddy was the connection. I also wondered, did y'all have the same daddy or was that your mama's husband? I don't know. Um, But it seemed like y'all really ain't that close because even how they communicate, it's just weird. And it could be, well, we're not, because if Daddy died 10 years ago, so for the past 10 years, we've been separate. Girl, we don't have the same bond we had 10 years prior. And Brit, let that be what it is. Okay? So they kind of fuss and let it be. But I'm like, I don't like Brits. I don't care. I don't care to see her. What does Brit do as a job? Where she work at? How she make money? I feel like she keeps having all these other pieces of her story, and it's not really her. Now, her mama selling her house to move in with Brit is whatever. And even the mama said, I'm gonna move in with y'all, but once you get pregnant and have a baby, I'll move out. And Brit said, well, no, I want you there. Well, girl, Brit ain't pregnant. I don't care. But that's her mama, and that's her sister, and that's it. Porsha at her mama house, because Porsha can't film nowhere near where she lives. Okay, Porsha at her mama house playing victim. Okay, playing victim. Okay, so we see You see, I got double Porsches because Porsha be playing victim around here. And Mama Diane and then the sister Lauren. Child, Porsha at her mama house filming. Porsha said, PJ can feel my energy is off, so I got PJ a dog because PJ wants a sibling, and I can't buy no person, so I bought her a dog to, help her emotions and stuff. I was like, girl, if you say so. So she then said, and I got to get over the whole Dennis thing or whatever. So she told her mama and sister, Dennis filmed with Drew, and I got pissed on the trip in Nashville or whatever because they told me that, girl, bull stuff, I don't care about or whatever. Okay. And then it's out here backdooring housewives again, bull stuff, bull stuff. Bull stuff all up and through, okay? And then Ashley was fussing with me. She said, I said, again, Porsha playing dumb. Dennis and Drew. Angela is upset with me because what she thought I didn't say, I don't know, I forgot, I was drunk or whatever. Then she gonna say Angela got on asking who called her Big Bird. I don't know who called her a Big Bird. No, who would do that? And she said, well, who calls the Big Bird? Porsha, I do. So Porsha has a habit of saying things, doing things, get caught in what she did or she said, and she then lies and says, I didn't say that, I didn't do that, I don't know why, and you lying. Because to say, I didn't call her a Big Bird, but who called the Big Bird? Well, I do. Well, then you said it. Because that's what you call her, okay? But again, why can't I be petty and laugh? You can be petty. You can absolutely have your petty moment, Porsha. But when someone calls you out for what you said, stop lying and saying, I didn't say that. Who said that? It wasn't me. It was you. You said you was gonna fuck Charles or wanted to or could. You called her Big Bird. And when she heard you, you backtracked, backpedaled, pussy pop up out of there. And that's what I don't like about Porsha. She's a liar. She's a liar. And if I had known, you're a liar. Period. Okay. Now, and her mama and her sister ain't shit either because they know Porsha be lying. They know Porsha's a husband fucking person, and they perpetuate her bullshit, which makes Porsha feel like she's right in what she does and what she says. I'm a firm believer in talk your shit. But when someone say, did you say this? And did, yeah, I did. I called you Big Bird. I did say I could fuck your husband because I was mad at you. Yes, I said it. Now I was wrong. I shouldn't have, but I did say that. Porsha lies, and they know she lied, and they help her lie. I don't like it. Okay. We then see Angela and Charles, little chit chat, okay? Because now, she had to tell them what happened in Nashville. Now, I've seen folks on social media saying, well, why is she talking to him now if she was on the phone? No, they said she said that she was on the phone with him in Nashville. And I said, I believe she probably told him what happened, but they wanted to catch on film on how he reacted to whatever that happened. So She like, I did invite Drew. Even though her and Porsha was on a good term, I was trying to fix it. Okay, he said, well, maybe that was not the right thing to do. And when she said Charles is always like the ops, I would ask Charles because he would tell me what a hater would say. And I said, well, that's kind of crazy. What I do like about Charles is he seems real, like he's not going to sugarcoat shit or whatever. He don't care. Um, I like that. Now I wish he could be a little bit sweeter, because I'm like, stop being so surly, sir. But at least she know her husband, and she know he not gonna feed me bullshit. If I'm wrong, he gonna tell me I'm wrong. But he'll also let me know I'm right. So I like that or whatever. But again, um, she's like, nah, and he said, you should not have invited Drew. If you understand that part, okay? She then said that the whole time Porsha had Brit be her mouthpiece. He said, why? No, why? Porsha had a big ass mouth. Why can't she talk for herself? I was like, say it. Okay, say it. Okay. She then said, and then Porsha, you know what I'm saying? Because it was back and forth, and then I asked Porsha why she fucked the lady husband. He was like, who said that? How you know that she fucked somebody else? Well, the street said. He said, look, you should not always believe and listen to the streets or whatever. So I feel like maybe you should not have asked her that, okay? Because that has nothing to do with you. And again, it was an honest conversation. And I don't think he was even telling her she was wrong. Just saying, hey, you can't be surprised that you asked someone about fucking my husband and they was upset. Or if you invited someone so he was being like real with her. She think, well, oh, you on team Porsha? Okay, cool. And then at the pool, okay, Porsha said, she could fuck you. That you fucking somebody in New York, okay, that you're a whole whore out here, you're a whole slut. And if she wanted to, she could fuck you. He said, well, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, that's not true. I don't. He said, no, 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 no. And then what happened? And I went down there and I checked her. I said, what you said about my husband? And she ran off or whatever. Charles said, oh shit. Show them West Side Chicago. You can tell Charles know she'll fuck some shit up when he said, show them West Side Chicago, Angela. Meaning they think you this nice, calm person, but if you need to, you will find a bitch, okay, over your husband or whatever else, okay? He said, I want front row seats to that. I said, girl, Angela. But what I like about Angela is she seemingly would get folks together and not break a sweat. Either shit that fan be fan the child, but Charles was like, yeah, Santa gonna fuck me, it's kind of crazy. Saying I have a woman in New York is crazy. So yeah, show them who you is and let that be that. So that was cool. Okay. With Porsha again at her mama house, but this time she with Dennis. So the fact that Dennis child was in the confessional with Porsha. Porsha still is in love with Dennis. Porsha looks at him like a woman in love, but she knows she fuck him, it's gonna ruin something. Either the parenting ship or whatever. But Porsha absolutely loves Dennis. Dennis must have amazing dick. Okay, because I have never seen someone look at someone like she kept looking at him this whole episode when they was on screen together, after what he done to her in the past. But she wants to fuck that man. So Porsha has hired an au pair, which is basically like a live-in nanny, house assistant person. Okay, they do what you do. They do what you need done around the house. And I kept saying, but Pilar is like a teenager. So, you know, and so by definition, an au pair is a person working for and living as part of a family. Okay, they take a share of the family's. They do child care, housework. Okay, they get a little stipend, little monetary gain or whatever. And because so she's supposed to be a family member who helps around the house. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like, girl, if you needed a nanny, just say that. in my opinion. Not that I'm against anybody who, has help around the house. But I hired an au pair because of Pilar. Girl, Pilar is 10, maybe she's 7, maybe she's 6, I don't know. But, Pilar is not so young that, like, she'll be in school most of the day. So I'm like, I guess so. And the lady is from South Africa. So she hired an au pair who isn't from here. And I saw someone comment on Twitter and say, well, sometimes people want to get an au pair from a different country because it helps their child learn to speak a different language. I guess. But there are people here who speak languages. Okay. But girl, I don't know. And then it's like, oh, just okay. I guess so. Okay. So this lady lived there. Okay. Porsha then has a one-on-one conversation with Dennis. Now, Porsha consistently wears clothes that shows her body in front. Because why is you wearing that at the house with Dennis? Your titties are out. Okay, so Porsha be absolutely trying to entice that man to see what he's missing. And girl, it's just weird. So they sitting around there talking or whatever. I could start World War III about him filming with Drew, but I'm gonna leave it because I gotta put PJ first. If you really was talking about putting PJ first, you would not even be beefing with him about this whole thing. You would have that au pair, okay? Y'all would be in matching color outfits and whatnot, okay? And that would be that. So whatever. She then said, "Why did I find out about you filming with Drew by somebody else?" He like, "Look, I don't know what happened, okay? Drew not even signing to me no more. Okay, we filmed the scene or whatever. I did not know the cameras would be there. I walked in and it was like, sir, what, sir? Roll that beautiful bean footage." They then show the scene where Dennis was there first. Dennis was there first filming. Drew walked in. So, sir, stop lying. Okay. We know you told Porsha, I won't film with Drew, and you did anyway. Even him saying Drew was not signed to him to the label anymore, whatever, because when the album came out, you and her was doing press for it. So maybe Porsha got over it. I don't know. But Dennis stopped lying. Okay. But you told me, Dennis, that she tried to fuck you. He was like, I never said that. What? Wait, what now? Porsha then pulls out her cell phone and she pulls up, I guess, a text. They never show the text on the screen. Usually if the text is a receipt, they will show what was said. He said, I didn't say that. And even what Porsha read wasn't him saying Drew want to fuck me. He said, that ain't what that's not, you took that all right. I didn't say that or whatever. He's like, look, I don't know who fucking Drew, but it ain't me. Okay. So I ain't doing fucking Drew. It ain't me. Period. Porsha is such a flop this season. And it's because she can't, again, Porsha can't film in her house. She can't really discuss Simon. So she can't do shit. And Porsha knew she could. So Porsha made up being upset to give her something to harp on that wasn't Simon. That's why sitting there, you can tell he like, she need me to do something for her. And PJ Mama, so I'm gonna sit here and act like I get why she's upset, but I'm not going to toss Drew up under the bus. I'm gonna let Porsha be Porsha, and I'm gonna sit here and eat food and eat chips and drink bottled water, and that's it. And I said, "Sir, fine, okay." Cynthia's Bailey Q. Now, I think a couple of seasons now, we've seen her do this Bailey Q. And because there was too many things, I had to get one picture of them all together. Okay, now there's some extras around here we don't care about. The girl sitting next to Shamia, that's in between Shamia and Porsha, that's allegedly one of that's one of Cynthia's friends who probably did not make it on the show. And then you see Cynthia, and then Drew is next to Cynthia, and then on the corner end, that's Cynthia's sister Mal. Okay, and then we have Kelly, Angela, Porsha, random person, Shamia, Brit, Cynthia, Drew, and then Cynthia's sister Mal. So, but for the most part, this was girl Angela handling everybody, okay, handling Brit, Shamia, and Porsha, okay, having conversation if need be and whatnot. But at this baby Q, which was also a Juneteenth thing, she had, I think, on Juneteenth, or at least around Juneteenth, and people were supposed to wear like Juneteenth colors, orange, not oranges, yellow, red, black colors. Now, Shamia came in a full dashiki type of outfit because her husband's from Kenya, whatever. So Cynthia also brought like an energy reading person. Um, was she I think maybe a prophet. It was something of her reading and feeling whatever. I don't remember. So she was like, "Oh yeah, Brit. You always choosing other people. You have to choose yourself. Especially with this new business you're doing or whatever." Oh my God, that is so correct. Oh my God, child. Brit gonna say, "I'm doing a new line of clothing. I'm doing some shapewear and loungewear." I said, "We don't care. We don't care at all." Okay, we see how Kelly get there, then so does Angela, whatever, and you then see Brit and the fact that Brit and Kelly was so chummy and messy for no reason, in my opinion, and they're not friends now. But seeing how Kelly would also be like co-conspirator type things, being messy, because when Angela walked in, you see how you see how the medium lady, felt some different energy from Angela. She felt that shit from Brit. Anyway, so she told Kelly, "Oh yeah, girl, your husband, there was a lot in their marriage and whatnot. You were depressed, okay? Didn't he do something to a car because he was being vindictive, like son or whatever? And it was true or whatever." Did she Google him? Because Kelly said that her ex husband gave her a G wagon for their, I think, anniversary, but then he sold it. Okay, but girl, was that in the news? I don't know. She tells Angela how, if there's a relationship you're in, it may be a marriage or something, I don't know, but you need to refresh it. You know what I'm saying? There's times where you're just too busy or whatever. You may not have time or whatever. So y'all should like take a vacation together. You know what I'm saying? Put some energy into the sexiness of it all and blah blah blah. And then she said, "Oh well, let me go to Victoria's Secret, child. I gotta get it figured out." And Angela saying, after 10 years of being married, like marriage takes work. It's not always just hot and heavy. You know what I'm saying? She said Charles' love language is a house clean. I think that's the house. Girl, he want a maid, you know. But she said, but at the end of the day, it's me and my husband against the world. And I do think, to me, it felt like there are things that she said that felt like she just Googled stuff about them. You know what I'm saying? Because to say something, your relationship, like it needs a refresh. Like you're not putting the right work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even to Kelly, oh, the husband did something with a car. I was like, girl, I don't know. But again, peace be to people. On the after show, she said, because Drew's stuff happened in private. Because when she got there, um, the lady said, "No, I'm gonna talk to her in private." Because I can feel that she does not want to share with the group right now, and that's okay. And then Drew said, "Yeah, I don't not especially some things I would not want to share with people here." Um, but at one point, the lady said about Angela, um, "Is someone own like a Porsche? Is something with a Porsche?" And they said, "No, we ain't got no Porsche." And you then hear Shamia say, "Maybe Porsha." They see like a Porsche, messy. Okay. Anyway, Porsche got there too, and tried what when lady said, you your ex, your the divorce, yeah. But eventually y'all will be friends, girl, pen pals. Okay, because ain't he in prison? Is Simon in prison? Or he just detained? Where is Simon? Shy down somewhere. Anyway, we then see, it's a battle. Okay, so sitting around there, Kelly asked Angela, "How you been? I ain't talked to you since the trip. I just need some good vibes. I just need good vibes." Brit, messy ass, the lady was right about some people's energy. You receive what you get. I'm like, bitch, who's talking to you? And Angela said, what do you want? what about what? Okay, what was she right about? Like, what do you have something to say to me? Did you not hear the words? Read the words out of my mouth. And she said, that big ass mouth, I can for sure hear you. Angela handled Brit sitting there looking great, not raising her voice. She's not stand up. She did not even have to like use her energy. She said, "Girl, what do you want?" Yes, that big ass mouth, I can hear and read the words too. Okay, it sounds like you should use your mouth on your husband. I was like, Brit, girl, don't do it. When Angela said, I do use it, but not as much as you. That not as much as you. When you have stretch marks, I said stretch marks on her mouth, girl. That was a quick read. That was a snap back because the fact that she did not know that old girl would say something about, dick sucking. And she, girl, your mouth got stretch marks. So you be sucking all the dick. I was like, not a stretch mark mouth. And big old Brit, what do you mean? I don't have no stretch. I don't stood up, got loud. You see Cynthia trying to pull her back down or whatever. I don't have no stretch marks. What? I don't show me. Girl, sit down. And then I just said, Brit, you're a whore. I was like, girl, Brit, you're a whore. I was like, oh my God. Maybe you need to be a whore with your husband. You know what I'm saying? He don't claim you, like he doesn't even acknowledge you. And y'all been married for 10 years. Because Shamia said, I've known of Charles for over 10 years. I've never heard him discuss and his wife. And I was like, that don't, but do you know him? Because for all I've heard, everyone knew of his wife. So to make it seem like he's not consistently telling folks about her, y'all know he's married. You know what I'm saying? So Britt trying to make it seem like Charles is hiding his wife is stupid to me. And she was like, he don't have to because the world knows about me. Like he doesn't have to like acknowledge me. They know I'm his wife. Fuck you mean or whatever. It's kind of crazy. So well, do they know about that baby? And I'm like, bitch, what baby? And then Kelly, like, yeah, what about that baby? And I was like, y'all so loud and wrong. What baby? Whose baby? What was he for a baby? Kelly and Britt running with Charles had a baby on Angela is weird because where is the baby? Where is the baby? Where is the baby? Now, Angela, ma'am, if he did have a baby. Now she's already said on an interview, it was her ex husband who had a baby on her. It wasn't Charles. So the fact that y'all are running with wrong information seems dumb, but y'all are dumb too. Okay. Anyway, and we do see a little small scene of Britt and Kelly talking, and Britt saying, after has some kind of deep rooted issues in her marriage that she does not want to acknowledge. She's trying to overcompensate for. I was like, bitch, what? Britt, we still don't know about you or your husband. Stop throwing stones and hiding hands, okay? Anyway, Cynthia then has a let's have one on one. So she has Angela separately talk to Porsha at one point and then Shamia next. Because again, she's like, I'm pissed at Porsha because Porsha wants to fuck my husband. Porsha again is lying. I don't know what I said. But you had invited Drew and stuff, and but I was over there. But the pool, it was like an after party and stuff, and then somebody brought you up, okay? And then I said, why she keep bringing her husband up to me? But she was like, no, what you said was you said you could fuck my husband. Like, why will you talk about that behind my back? It wasn't behind your back. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember saying that, but it wasn't behind your back. You wasn't supposed to hear me. Girl, that's the definition of talking behind somebody's back. Okay? But they forgive each other. They both apologize. Because Portia was like, maybe I should have said it, but maybe I should, because I didn't know that Dumbo would be upstairs listening with them big ass ears. But I guess since she heard it, I guess I'm sorry. It was inappropriate for having fun with my friends. Portia not shit. Portia's a whore. Okay. because you are a married woman, because you're technically married. Why do you not get someone saying, "Don't play with my husband"? Like, don't jokingly say that you're fucking my husband when you marry somebody else's husband. Like, don't do that. I don't find it funny at all. Okay, so they hug it out and it's fine. And then when Shamia comes in there to sit and talk, because Shamia, like, I don't get why you're mad at me for what Porsha said. And she's like, it's not that. It's the fact that your best friend was talking about fucking my husband and you're married. As a married woman, I would think that you would think it's fucked up, but you like laughed about it or whatever and was cracking jokes as well. So when y'all was beefing, it was all night or whatever, and Portia was talking shit, and it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fight. So I'm not justifying what Portia said, but it ain't have nothing to do with me. Now I fully get Shamia saying I didn't say it, and you can't expect me to go after my best friend. I think her issue was probably the fact that Shamia kept trying to explain it away. And instead of saying no, it was wrong. She shouldn't have said it. And like I always say, there's a way to let your friends know they were wrong. You know what I'm saying? But Shamia be trying to make Portia's wrong antics seem not a big deal. And trying to make it seem like Angela is over exaggerating her upsetness, even at Portia. But bitch, you heard her say it, you was laughing, and it wasn't funny. I'm saying, so they're kind of back and forth and whatever. And she's like, I was disappointed because you are a married woman too. So if someone wanted for your husband, would you be mad? Well, I might laugh, girl. The fuck. So and let's see, you know what, Shamia, this conversation is not like going anywhere, whatever. So let's leave it here. I'm done. I'm tired, and that's it. Now in the confessionals, you know, I think was it Angela? Yeah, she said Shamia said things that I didn't agree with in the conversation. So she should get I don't accept shit she said. Okay. And so in her confession, Shamia is like, I am so sorry, Angela. And I like you. I want to love you. Can you please accept my apology? And I think Shamia has recognized that she was taking up for Porsha during the season. And so now in her confessional, as the season has progressed, she's stepping back and said, "Damn, I am sorry, Angela. I should not have laughed. I want to be cool with you, but at the time while filming was going on, I did not know that Portia wasn't shit." And that was it. Okay, so Portia is still failing, in my opinion. Brit is failing. Angela, Kelly, Shamia is doing good too. You know what I'm saying? But the poor to me, Portia and Brit are horrible. I know they'll add Portia back next season. I don't think they'll bring Brit back. We won't need Brit next season, but we shall see. Y'all make sure to like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, and I will talk to y'all tonight on my live. Other than that, I love you all. I gotta go. Bye.